Hello, 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 and welcome to the first drama club of 21-22. So, it is so nice to see you guys, especially all you guys. Um, Especially after last year was just such a drama club had such a dip, which that happened because everything had a bit of a dip yet last year. So it's so good to see so many people. So one, I'm just super excited to see you guys. Hi. If you have not had a chance to meet me personally yet, my name is Ian Sullivan. Everybody around here calls me Sully. So you'll notice there's Sully stuff all over my walls. So everybody just calls me Sully. You are welcome to call me Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Sully, Sully, whatever works for you. If you're like, ooh, Sully feels too informal, you are more than welcome to call me Mr. Sullivan. If you're like, I like to strike like a medium balance, you are more than welcome to call me Mr. Sully. That's cool too. I've had people run the gamut, and it's all good. I'll answer to any of it. So let's talk a little bit about Drama Club because that's why you're here, right? So in Drama Club, what we do is we sort of manage the extracurricular side of what the theater department is doing. So extracurricular means the stuff that is not in class. So there are. Cool, gotcha. Want to sign into Teams. It's on the webpage. Cool. Sorry. Um, so we have, I believe it's four of our shows each year are curricular, which means that you have to be part of a class in order to be in those shows. That's the NCTC competition. Woo! The one of the NCTC competition shows. The other one is extracurricular. The advanced slash or the proficient slash advanced showcase. You have to be in proficient slash advanced theater to be in that one. The practicum showcase, where you need to be in either practicum theater, which is directing, or theater 2, theater intermediate, to be in that show. And finally, don't sit in that. That one's a death trap. I need to saw 3 of the legs off. Yeah. And then the fourth one is our one-act musical that we do in the spring, which this year is going to be Hunk Junior. All of the rest of the stuff that we do is extracurricular. So I'm going to bring up just a quick. I'm going to share my screen for those of you who are at not breakout rooms. Whew, always do that. All right, so this actually, I suppose what I should start with is the web page. So if you go to the Hickory Ridge webpage and you go to Arts and you go to Sullivan and you come down, there's a link right here for Drama Club. You go to Drama Club and there's all kinds of information about Drama Club right there. The thing that I'm going to show you guys right this moment is our HRHS theater season. Now, I'm also going to add that to the calendar up here, which is a Google Calendar, which you can link to, and then have all of this stuff in your Google Calendar. I just haven't finished that yet. So this is just sort of a quick reference sheet for you. So here's all of this. I love it. Somebody's already like, I'm in. I'm a Loris. So this is everything coming up for the entirety of the year. So I'm going to run through it real quick so that way you get an idea. Oh, here, I can make that bigger. For those of you that are like, I can't read that. That's way too small, Sully. All right, so there we go. Boop. There you go. So the fall cabaret auditions are today. Right after Drama Club, we're going to have the fall cabaret auditions. If you are finding out about that right now and you were interested, if you can get me a video recording of yourself performing your cabaret audition before the end of the day Monday, I will accept it. I will say that if you've got something prepared for today, give it to me anyway, because it's always easier to do these things in person, because I can be like, I can talk to you live in that moment, and I can be like, hey, so, in this moment, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. But, if you had nothing, but you're like, I really do want to participate, I will extend out a video offer until Monday. But again, if you got something prepared, audition with me today, because it's just, you'll find that's generally more helpful. I don't know why I said 2021, because it's definitely 21-22, because that's totally wrong. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, so that is today. The cabaret, we've got one in the fall, one in the spring. It is musical theater songs. You can have one person, you can have 16 people. You can't have more than 16 people because I don't have that many wireless mics. So, but anything in between, you want to do a duet, you want to do a trio, you want to do a quartet, you're totally cool too. If you are interested in being in more than one song, you're more than welcome to. I just don't want to hear you in more than one solo. Does that make sense? So if you've got a solo that you're interested in auditioning with and you want to duet with somebody else, totally cool. I will listen to both and may end up casting your acts, both of those acts. Cool? Cool. The dress rehearsal for that and the performance for that are scheduled to be, as of right now, the 16th and the 17th. But it's been brought to my attention that the 17th is a pretty big home game for football. And what that means is that a bunch of band people that would also be interested in it coming or performing will not be able to. And then also we've got a football person that would also like to be a part of it, but won't be able to. And we got a couple of other football people. So really, it's more the band people that are affected. So we're going to do a vote in just a moment about the option of moving that date. If we move that date, we're either going to make it be the 15th and the 16th, so the 15th being the dress rehearsal and the 16th being the performance, or move it to being the 22nd and 23rd. So that would give you guys an extra week of time to get ready, which that's nice. But either way, we would be looking at a Thursday night performance as opposed to a Friday night performance. So that way, we're not going up against going up against a home football game, which doesn't always do well for us in terms of attendance, right? So yeah, so there's that. Then we've got the fall one acts. The fall one acts are student written, student directed. So they're like 10, maybe 15 minutes long, written by students. And then what needs to happen is on October 1st, if you are so interested in doing a show, I need your script. If you are interested in directing a one act, I need your script. Sully, yes. Can we do a published work? Potentially. So first of all, it's got to be like 10 to 15 minutes long. So you're talking about a wicked short scene. Two, are there royalties that we would have to pay? What do you mean? Well, you can't just use somebody's published work without paying them. So we would need to take a look at what the royalties would cost and decide whether or not we felt like it was worth it, right? So can you use a published work? Potentially. I would scope out what the publisher's royalties are for it, so that way when I ask you, when you submit the script to me and you're like, I want to do this show, and I go, cool, how much is it going to cost us? You have an answer, right? But writing one is almost always good because then we don't have to pay anybody. So yeah, so the one act scripts are due then, so that way I can read through them. October 2nd is Bags in the Berg. That is a Harrisburg event. We team up with the Harrisburg Arts Council and Parks and Rec to offer them volunteers for some of their events. And they kindly, in response, offer us free spaces at their events to promote our shows and do fundraising. So, for example, you'll see that we've got a whole bunch of bottles over here. We sell these bottles. So, I think we are selling them for 15. So they're really nice Hickory Ridge water bottles. Those of you at home, I'll do my Vanna White. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sharing my screen. Here, let me, boom, 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 boom. Let me bring it up and stop sharing the screen. Boop. So you can see the water bottle. Ooh, and on the other side, it's got our little Bulls mask logo. Ooh, beautiful. So these are 15 bucks a pop. If you at home would like one, if you guys here would like one, you are more than welcome to buy one from us at any point. It is $15. It all goes to the boosters / drama club. So we get a space at their events to sell things like this and do, other fundraising type activities, and they don't charge us anything because we offer volunteers and offer our time. So with that, and that also goes into every club in Hickory Ridge is supposed to do community service. We're supposed to do community outreach. They count as our community outreach, our community service, because we volunteer our time with them. They're gracious in that they give us something back, but also that's something that we're just supposed to do. So Bags in the Berg, we might need some volunteers for. Then the Fall Art Walk, we will definitely need some volunteers for. Then October 15th will be our fall one-act auditions. So everybody is open to come to those auditions and audition for the people that have had their scripts accepted. So if you got your script to me October 1st and I got back to you and said, awesome, I love it, let's do it, then you'll be one of the directors. And when we do the auditions, you will need to be there for the people that audition so that way you can cast them. Then you're on your own in terms of rehearsal. What? It'll have to be after school, right? You're welcome to rehearse here, just so long as you're not in the same space as where I'm rehearsing stuff for the Enchanted Stag. But you're more than welcome to rehearse here. You just have to coordinate with the other directors. You also are more than welcome to rehearse outside of here. Last year, one of the things that we found was that it was really convenient for some people to meet outside of the school and rehearse at parks. Especially Harrisburg Park has that nice little theatrical stage that's just great to get out on a nice day and rehearse shows at. So you can, work it out with your cast at that point. But basically, you will have after-school rehearsals with whoever your director is, and you and your director will figure out what that rehearsal schedule looks like based on everybody's schedules. October 18th and 20th are dress rehearsals. That you really don't need to know that as much. Dress rehearsals for shows that you're not cast in really aren't that big a deal. I just have it on here. But, and then an NCTC Cabarrus County, NCTC, well, I wrote NCTC a bunch of times on that. It doesn't need to be there twice. Boop. Cabarrus County sharing, you don't need to know about that unless you're in those shows. Those shows, though, are performance dates here. That is important for you because you're a member of Drama Club. If you are interested, you are more than welcome to run house crew. So if you are interested in helping sell tickets or concessions or be an usher, you can come on one of those 2 nights. We'll have a sign up available probably about a week or 2 beforehand, and then you will help be front of house and you get to see the show for free. So that's a cool thing, is anytime that you want to run front of house, you get to see whatever show we're doing that night for free. So that's why I put some of those things there, so that way you know about those things, can sign up ahead of time. But also, your job as Drama Club is to help kind of promote our stuff, right? We want you being like, hey, are you guys going to see the whatever? Just kind of like, I always have my sports kids being like, hey, are you going to come to my game at whatever, right? And sometimes I say yes, and other times I say, no, I don't want to be in a gigantic crowd right now because, things being what they are. As I look at Emmy, who asked me if I was coming to the game tonight, I was like, no, I don't want to be in a big crowd at the moment. So, October 29th is Trick or Treat in the Park, also run by Harrisburg. All of these things are right in that Harrisburg town square. So they'll need a couple of volunteers for that, and we may see who's available. November 25th, we have a competition at Gardner Webb. November 12th, spring musical auditions. So that's a big one for you, is the big spring musical that we do each year. Those auditions are going to happen probably November 12th. That might get moved a smidge based on when my wife has her baby. So my wife is due mid to late November, so depending on how things are looking, we might push that up a little bit. We might try to do it earlier in November if I'm starting to feel like, oh gosh, she's gonna pop this baby out anytime now. Then we'll push it up so that way I get those auditions happening before I leave for paternity leave. You know, so that'd be good. So know that spring musical audition that might come a little bit sooner depending on the way things are working. Also in that vein, because I know the very next question is, what are you doing? We don't know yet. So we don't know yet the musical. No, we unfortunately have not selected, as you may or may not know, Mr. JW, Mr. White, the chorus Mr. White, is brand new this year. He was just hired this year, and so he's not super familiar with all of the chorus students yet. And the chorus teacher is the music director for the musical. I'm the director, he's the music director, the band ends up being, Mr. White ends up being the conductor, and we hire a choreographer. So we're kind of like, letting him get to know his kids, get to know what the talent base looks like, so that way he and I can then sit down and do a more informed brainstorming and select a show. Because as of right now, he's just not 100% certain as to who he would want auditioning for the musical and what his talent base looks like. So I know what our talent base looks like over here, but I know more of the acting side and less of the vocal side, right? So as soon as we've got an idea of what musical we are going to do, we will announce that. And it'll definitely be well before November 12th. So that way, you guys can start getting hype and decide to audition. November 19th, which happens to be the same day as the baby is due, is the fall one act. So that might change. Just a heads up in case I'm, at a birth. If it did have to change, I would probably move it just a smidge later, and I would just stay on paternity leave, but also still come and just run the show. So. Shucks. December 11th and 12th are our 24-hour theater fest, which is a super fun, super amazing time. It's 24 hours worth of theater. The entire idea is that we get like 4 or 5 directors, 4 or 5 playwrights, and then as many actors as we can. And then we pair up directors and playwrights and give each of them, an equal share of actors. And we do that all on a Friday evening at 7 o'clock. We come in, we do an informational setting, and we give everybody their groups. We give the actors and the directors a little bit of time we give the directors and playwrights a little bit of time with the actors. And then around 8 o'clock, we kick the actors out. We say, go home, get some sleep, rest up. Be back at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then we say to the directors and playwrights, okay, take like half an hour, 45 minutes, talk about what kind of show you guys think you want to run and write with the actors that you had. And then we kick the directors out and we say, go home, go to sleep, be back here at like 6:30 in the morning. And then we say to the playwrights, go home, don't sleep, write a play. You have to email it to me by 6 o'clock in the morning. So then I read through the plays that were written by these sleep-deprived teenagers. I'm sure some of them are just fun. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Some of them you can feel the sleep deprivation in the words. But it's just nice because I love surrealism. So So then I run out copies so that way at 6:30 when the directors come in, they can read through their script for the first time. And then at 7 o'clock, the actors come in. We hand the actors the scripts. The directors take their actors to different areas of the school as rehearsal spaces, and they do their read-throughs, and they start rehearsing. And they rehearse throughout Saturday, starting at 7 a.m. in the morning. We take a lunch break, we come back, we do some rehearsal time, but we also do at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock, actually, no, I'm sorry, right after lunch, the tech comes in. So if you're interested in being tech, there's an opportunity there too. The tech come in and help pull prop, set, and costumes for the different shows. And then we do a dress rehearsal with every show. We send everybody away for dinner and then bring them all back, get everybody in a costume and perform the show at 7 o'clock that night. So it literally had been 24 hours from grouping everybody in their groups until they perform it. So no play, no script, no nothing, 7 o'clock at night. And then the next 7 o'clock, a finished script with people with almost always lines memorized performing a show. So it's incredibly fun. It's a great time. Make sure you get that, locked away in your noggin because we love that one. January, we've got an advanced showcase. That's my advanced theater class. The spring musical is going to be end of February. That way it is right before both band and chorus's MPAs. So band and chorus have MPA in March. And because they're both an integral part of the musical, we got to knock the musical out before they get invested in MPA. But we also need to do it sometime after January so that way we can be considered for the Bloomies. So the Bloomies is the regional competition of, and festivals, sharing kind of thing, of musical theater in North Carolina. Well, central / western North Carolina. Eastern North Carolina has a different one out in the Raleigh area. Then, you can see the rest of these. They're pretty much the same. Spring Cabaret and Spring One Act. It's all there. So yeah, and then Practicum, again, that's a class, and then Hunk Junior, that's a class. So you can see there's a lot going on. You'll notice that there's a performance pretty much every month. That's sort of how we roll here at Hickory Ridge. We don't rest. We can sleep when we're dead. So, yeah. You don't need to do this right now, but before the end of the day, I would love if you would fill out this student info form. Don't do it right now. It's a little more involved than you think. It's got, your email, your name, your parent guardian's name, your parent guardian's email, what classes you have this semester, and then like some questions about you and what you like and why you want to be in drama club, and then things that are like, hey, I have a trigger, XYZ that I might need to know. So it's just it's a decent informational form. Don't fill it out right now because you'll be missing what I'm talking about next. But do fill it out for me at some point, hopefully today. So then that brings me to the next thing we need to talk about, which is our ossifers. So our ossifers, our officers. So we have 6 officers each year. Actually, sometimes we have 7. And we might do 7 this year as well. President is responsible for calling and heading drama club meetings, must also plan and organize drama club events, fundraisers, community outreach events. Is also responsible for communicating with the other officers and members of the drama club. President's a big job. Vice president, responsible for all the same duties as the president in the president's absence, also responsible for assisting the president. So basically, they take all of the duties that the president has to do, and they kind of share some of those. And then if the president isn't able to make it to a meeting, the vice president takes over the things that the president would. The secretary clerk, responsible for taking notes and minutes of the drama club meetings, so that way we, anybody that wasn't able to watch can read it, but also so that way we have an abridged version of what do we need to do moving forward. Make sure that those notes are sent to me and the officers. Also responsible for collecting thespian forms and counting thespian points. I will get to what thespian stuff is in a moment. Social media manager, responsible for posting to our various different social media outlets and curating all of that. Required to be professional, punctual, and frequent in their postings. So if you are not a member of our social media, right here on the welcome tab of my webpage, we've got our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter apparently is falling out of favor, so we may, axe our Twitter. But Facebook and Instagram are still excellent choices to keep up with us. There's also our YouTube, which our YouTube has a bunch of videos from different shows that we've done in the past. So if you're ever interested, take a look. We got a bunch of stuff on our YouTube. So the social media manager responsible for all of that. The historian responsible for attending rehearsals and taking pictures for use by the social media manager, broadcasting, and our pre-show slideshows. He's also responsible for creating the pre-show slideshows. So now that we're coming back into physical performances, we're going to have pre-show slideshows. So a slideshow that plays on the big drop-down screen while the audience is waiting. Those are super important because we're going to Scotland this year. Talk about that in a second too. And we're looking at selling advertising space and getting sponsors. And so that is critical for us in terms of selling that space. So pre-show slideshow by the historian, a big deal. And then finally, the production manager, responsible for running, organizing, and getting volunteers for build days. Also responsible for being a liaison with the Backstage Bulls, that's our boosters, and the social media manager to procure props and set pieces from our community. So, for example, if we're doing the big spring musical and we decide that we wanted to do The Little Mermaid, because we had planned to do that 2 years ago before everything shut down. And one of the big props in set pieces in Little Mermaid is a bathtub, because Ariel's in a bathtub for like a whole song or like half a song. And we would say, okay, production manager, we need a bathtub. And it would be the production manager's job to work with our Backstage Bulls and our social media rep to try to get us a bathtub. Just water spraying all over your floor, like, but yeah, so that's the production manager's job. The last officer role that we typically have is the underclass rep. So the underclass rep is usually a freshman or sophomore that is an ossifer, and the underclass rep just sort of attends drama club meetings and it interacts as an officer, assists other officers as needed, and is a voice for the underclassmen. So if I'm, if we're doing stuff, etc., and the things aren't going great for the underclassmen, or the underclassmen are like, hey man, I feel like everybody that was cast was, etc. And I feel like maybe, we need to do some things that help, get the underclassmen a little bit more involved. Or they're like, hey, you guys are old fogies and nobody is using Instagram anymore. You might not know this, but us cool freshmen are using, this other site I wouldn't even dream to know. That would be your job as the underclassman rep. Yes. Pretty much. It's also essentially your foot in the door as like, hey, guess what? I want to be considered next year or the year after that as another ossifer because I now have experience being an ossifer. So, yes. So with that, did we... Cool. Did we get a hold of Sutton? Do we know if she's... Okay, then I'm going to take... Oh, well, we'll take her off for now. All right, so I'm going to take Laura off too because I don't see her. Whoop. which makes me a little sad, both of them. But, and I'm gonna take Riley off because we don't have Riley. I'm gonna take Elizabeth off because we don't have Elizabeth here. I'm gonna take, got all of them. Gonna take those two off. All right. So will my, did you already, here, you two come here real quick. So here's what I've got listed in terms of, why has somebody already voted? Don't vote yet. Oh. Is there somewhere on there where you would like me to add or remove your name?
I don't really want to run against Persia, but I would like to run against Persia for president.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Vote Persia Porter for vice president.
Cool.
Oh, we don't win before running for secretary.
Maybe.
What if we win just another?
Yeah, that's for true. Yes, absolutely.
Not that I want to run against Lois Way.
I'm gonna open this up because I think both of them. Hey, Lauren and Lucia, come here.
Yeah, Lauren, yeah,
Come here. I'm not gonna. So let's get down to it. So, cool. Thank you. Hi, Lily. So on the webpage, I'm going to share my screen with you guys real quick. No, that's breakout rooms again. Stop, Ian. Sorry, my name is Ian. I call myself Ian in my head, not Sully. So on the webpage, there is a form called Officer Voting. So at this time, I would love for y'all to bust out an electronic device so that way you can get to that. I want to go over the people that are eligible for offices. So can I get Emmy, Sydney, Alex, Madison, Lauren, Lucia, Lilicoy, Persis up so that we can do a quick introduction. And then, Lily, are you able to turn on your screen?
I can't turn on my screen, but I can turn on my mic.
You say something again? Because you were quiet.
Me?
Oh, Jeebus. Okay, try again.
Okay, do you know what you're doing?
Yes, I know what I'm doing.
Okay, great.
Cool. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to do an introduction of all of the different ossifers, or not the ossifers, but the people who are eligible to be ossifers. So, Lily, so that you know, you're on the form for both pres and vice pres.
Cool.
Is there another position that you would like to be considered for as well?
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them come stand right here so that way they can be seen by the people at home as well. So let's just go straight down the line, starting with Lucia.
Okay. Hello, I'm Lucia Caputo, and I am up for, what am I up for?
You're down for social media. No, you're down for production manager.
Okay,
I think that might be it.
Yeah. So I'm down for production manager, and I think I might be a good production manager because I have a basement and I can find you guys. So, like, just find some things down there, and then I know a few guys who might get the bathtub. So, I know. Just,
Go.
if you feel like it.
Lucia.
Hi guys, my name is Lauren. I've been involved with theater ever since I was in 5th grade. I played Amy in Little Women last year.
Yeah, Amy.
And I'm up for social media manager. I have all kinds of social media, and I know how to work all of them, so that would be good. And I'm also up for the secretary. Yeah. I don't mind taking notes. I like taking notes. So like that would also be good. But like, I'd probably rather be social media manager. But yeah, okay.
Okay, hi. I'm Lola Coy Porter. Yeah, Loca. Yeah, you can call me Loca or really whatever. I'm up for president and vice president and social media manager. I think I'd be a great president because I think I'm a good leader. I tend to have a very bossy attitude. Sorry, but I know how to keep it in check, sort of. I'm learning. And yeah, I like theater. Yeah. Persia.
Okay, I'm gonna try to talk louder because I have a really puny voice. Hey guys, I'm Persis. Hi, I'm Persis. I've been doing theater. Oh, what am I for? I think president, vice president, and secretary. I think
that's right.
Yep, those three. I've been doing theater since I was a freshman. I actually was underclassmen rep, and I think that y'all should try to run for that too because that's how I made my friends. Was literally drama club. So I love it here. I've been doing it for a couple of years. I was Beth March in Little Women last year. And if y'all feel like it, it'd be great if y'all voted. So, yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Sydney. I'm running for historian and production manager.
I think that's right.
I used to scrapbook when I was little, so I'm really good at pictures and putting together good presentations to make sure everything is put together and involved and, everything is seen and heard. Production manager, I'm really organized for everything, so I'm kind of like a organization freak. So if you need it like that, got it.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm Madison. I'm running for historian and production manager. I've been in theater since I was a freshman, and I've done a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I think production managing is pretty good, so I know how to contact people and stuff. So yeah, hope you guys bye.
Hi guys, I'm Alex Linkford. I'm a junior and I've been a part of theater since I was a freshman. And I just have to say, it's really great seeing all the freshmen and sophomores here today because when it was my freshman year, I was the only freshman involved. And it's great to see everyone.
It was his first year.
I'm running for vice president and historian. I think I'd be a good choice because I have a lot of experience leading other clubs like Girl Up and the Student Mental Health Association. And I love being involved in everything theater, and thanks.
Hi, I'm Emmy. I'm the last person. This is almost over, don't worry. I'm going for historian. I've been in theater since I was a freshman. I'm more on the tech side of it. I actually want to stage manage this year. Yay! I feel like I would be a good historian because I want to, just capture not only the seriousness of like rehearsals, but also the fun. And I do have a more professional camera I would be able to bring. So, yeah, cool.
And then finally, Lily Evans is not here. She is online. So Lily, if you want to say hey and introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay, hi. So my name is Lily Evans. I was actually the only junior that was an officer last year. I was with a bunch of seniors. I was a social media manager, and I worked a lot with Riley, who was our president. She kind of like mentored me-ish. I'm actually texting with her right now, this whole thing. And so I know a lot about what it takes to be a president. I think that she was a great president, especially under the circumstances of COVID. And so I've learned about how to deal with that if we do go back to Plan C, if that's a thing that happens because COVID cases rise. I've learned like what I want to do, what I don't want to do if that does happen. Also, my mom is the booster president, and we both have come up with a ton of ideas for fundraising for people to go to Scotland because I know that it's super duper expensive. But guys, I mean, it's such an amazing opportunity, and I want as many people to be a part of it as possible. So I really want to get going with fundraising, and I have a ton of ideas. And I'm also on the Harrisburg Youth Council. I'm an officer there. So I have a ton of connections throughout the community for volunteer opportunities. And I really want for us to get involved and for the theater department to grow.
Awesome. Woo. So with that, you have a little bit better chance of doing an informed decision and not just picking random names. Yes. Put whichever email is best to contact you. Yes. Cool. So yeah, so if you would please, I would love for you guys to vote for ossifers. I'd love for that to happen now so that I can get an idea of who we are looking at for our ossifers. For underclass rep. Pay attention for a second. I know we're all like, looking and talking about who we thought. But for underclass rep, your underclass rep, we're not going to do today. We'll we'll have like another drama club meeting or so, see who's getting involved, who's actually like here, so that way we can make a list of people that, we've seen a couple of times, people that are doing stuff, so that way we can kind of make an informed decision, because we're going to have the upperclassmen nominate a couple of people to be underclass rep, and then we'll have you guys vote. Cool? Cool? Cool. All right. So go ahead and vote. Wow. Bum 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, cool. So, still waiting on a few people to vote before I close the polls. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna give you time. I was counting specifically so I can make sure I've got everybody. Can you for the fall one act? For the script, a song for the script? So typically it's like a multi-person show script. So it would be like somebody would submit something like maybe an abbreviated version of Hamlet that they've written. It's like 10 to 15 minutes long, and they would cast like 7 people and do it. So if you wanted to do like a one-person show, like a monologue, ten to 15, yeah. So if you're talking about something musical, if you wanted to do something like a short 10 to 15 minute musical, heck yes. Yes. Just wicked challenging, but yeah, I'd be supportive of that. Yeah. Yep. What's up, Milo?
I made cookies for my cabaret group.
Oh, nice.
They're sugar cookies.
What? That's adorable. Did you see that? How cute are those?
Toasters are lucky 10.
Can you re-vote? What? Oh, should you? Yes, I can trash your response.
Would you like it?
Ooh, delete this response. Okay, good. Yes, I would love one. Thank you.
The thing on the top is white chocolate.
Ah, nice. Those are adorable. Thank you. That's so cute. Oh no. Oh, nope. Get another vote in. Okay. Alrighty. So with 35 votes in, so that should be everybody. I can give you the list of our officers for the 21-22 school year. Yay! So our president is Lily Evans. Our vice president is Lilikoi Porter. Our secretary is Persis Shibu. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I realized after I said it, I was like, that's not right. It's Shibu. I'm sorry. I'll be better, I swear. By the time you're walking across the stage, I promise. Social media manager is Lauren Coleman. Historian is Emmy Drum. And production manager is Lucia Caputo. So, thank you guys so much. I look so thank you guys. I'm looking forward to working with those ossifers. And now, just by show of hands, in terms of moving cabaret, this is something that I want all of Drama Club to have a vote on because you guys are supposed to be running it, and a bunch of you guys are the ones that are auditioning for it, which is why you're still here. So, in terms of moving cabaret, you're gonna have 3 options. One, which is don't move it and let those losers on Fridays suck it that they're going to the wrong place. No. But for reals, that is an option, just not for those reasons. If you're like, no, I think that Friday performance is the best time to do a performance, even though it is a home game, I still think that Fridays are the best chance or best time to do that. We should keep it as was. You can have that vote. If you would rather move it to the Thursday, that's the same week. So the Wednesday would be our dress rehearsal. The Thursday would be our performance. So that would be dress rehearsal of September 15th, performance of September 16th. Or if you would like to move it to the following week of September 22nd and 23rd. So those are going to be the three options. So option one is keep it the way it is. Option two, move everything one day forward. Or option three, move it a week back and do it on the following Wednesday, Thursday. Cool? So ponder, pontificate. If it doesn't make any difference to you, you do not have to vote. If you're like, dude, I wasn't planning on doing cabaret, I'll come watch it whenever, but it doesn't make an impact on me, you do not have to vote. Cool? Cool. So, all in favor of keeping it as it is on the day that it is? If you're at home and you have you want to, you can raise your hand through the little Teams thingy to raise hands. Cool. It looks like nobody wants to keep it as it is, which is good. That's I like consensus. So if you would like to just move it one day forward and have it be September 15th and 16th, raise your hand. All right. So let me count hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get them up high so that way I can see them really good. Thanks. Oh, cool. There's more than I thought. What time? Yeah, so I think we'll be fine then. Why you do this to me and me? Hands up way high for the 15th, 16th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 for that. And to move it a week later to be on the 22nd and 23rd. A week later to be on the 22nd and 23rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the 22nd, 23rd it is. So just as a quick heads up, so we're going to pull up, I'm going to share my screen again, share content, share my screen, and we're going to pull up that HRHS theater season. We are going to move the cabaret dress rehearsal and performance to the 22nd and the 23rd, respectively. Cool? Cool. All right, so make sure you've got that in your calendars. And that was the last thing I needed to vote on. Just as a quick heads up, you may have heard us talking about Scotland. We got selected out of 20 schools in the United States to go to Scotland to the Fringe Festival to perform a show 5 times. And also see a bunch of other shows. We would go to London and to Edinburgh, Scotland. We would get to see a show on the West End, and we would get to see shows at the Fringe Festival. It is an amazing opportunity. It would be next July 30th through August 12th. There is a ton of information on this tab called the Scotland AHSTF, which is American High School Theater Festival, because they get a bunch of schools from America and take them to the Fringe Festival. Our first interest meeting was this Monday. You can watch the meeting recording here. There's a contact form right here to let me know that you watched the video and you see what all is required and what we're going to be doing, and you are interested. Fill out that contact form. Here's a brochure that has a lot of the information we talked about, but in typed out form. Here's the World Stride sign up. Don't do that yet, okay? This one's gonna ask for a deposit, and I don't want to do a deposit until we know that we've got the amount of people that we're looking for. Okay? So don't do World Strides yet. Yes. Yes. Yes, Milo. How many what? How many have I gotten so far? It's like 5 or 6. So we hopefully need 15. So I've also opened it up to other schools in Cabarrus County. Hopefully they're going to get some of that information out. So that you know, I want you to see the price tag. That is the price tag. It is $6,000, $6,700. It is expensive, but if you are interested, do watch the video because we talk a lot about fundraising opportunities and corporate sponsorships. So we're looking at a bunch of ways to help lower that cost for y'all. Okay? So if you're interested, again, take it seriously because it is expensive, but don't let that completely discourage you because there are options to raise those funds. Cool? And it's open to literally everyone, and it's open to your family members. So if your parent would like to come as a chaperone, it would be open to them as well. If you have an older sibling that would like to, yes, they would be more than welcome to come. If you have a younger sibling, they would be welcome to come. If you have an aunt, they would be welcome to come. So just, again, if that's something that interests you, this little interest meeting recording would be the first place that I would go. Watch that video because that was our informational meeting on Monday. And with that, that concludes our first drama club meeting. So be sure to check my webpage. Be sure to check our Facebook and our our Instagram. I'm gonna put up a remind code to join a remind so that I can text all of you guys. In fact, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me take half a second real quick and do that right now while I'm thinking about it. So that way everybody can do that and then leave. Add a class, create a new class, drama club, create. All right, so boom, drama club, add people, in-person instructions. What's up, Ryan? All right, so you'll see right here, I'm sharing my screen with you guys at home, and you guys here can see, here is the remind for drama club. So please join that remind. It's the easiest way for us to get out information to you guys. So yeah, you just text at AD2EB69 to 81010. So that's the best way to get in contact with you guys, just to send out messages, but do also join our Facebook and our Instagram. We will put a sign up probably in 2 weeks if anybody wants to run front of house for cabaret. So also, if you have parents that are interested, please have them email me if they are interested in joining the boosters, which is called the Backstage Bulls. It does not have as much work as like a band boosters does. It's so much more low key, which is why we changed the name to the Backstage Bulls instead of the boosters. So if you have a parent that is interested, have them get in touch with me through an email, and I will give them all the information they need. Thank you, guys. Drama Club is over. If you are interested in auditioning for cabaret, stick around. We'll get started in just a moment. What's up, Buttercup?
Bailey and Lainey want to know what spots are open for tech for cabaret.
I don't know. Have them email me.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Let me do order of which people are popped up.
Cabaret, we're gonna audition, but we just found out today. How do we get you the video?
You can record it on your phone and then either upload it to Google Drive and share it with me, or upload it to YouTube but make it like a private video and just share with me the link.
Okay, so like you Google Drive and then share it.
Yeah.
How long does it have to be?
However long your song is.
Okay, so it's just the whole song, any song that we choose. Yeah. It's like school appropriate.
Yeah, and musical theater.
Okay, and that's due by Monday at midnight?
Yes.
Okay.
Rock. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So like I'm interested in joining this like drama club. That's why I came here. I think I missed the first like meeting, so I'll watch the video. But mainly like are we gonna get any assignments too or like?
Oh no, there are no assignments in drama club. No. I don't do any kind of stuff like that. There's volunteer opportunities, and there's things that we'd like you guys to volunteer for.
So like what's the main like what are the main things that we're gonna do?
So the main things that we do is produce performances. That's the big thing that we do. We also volunteer with the Harrisburg Art Center / Parks and Rec, but the main thing that we do is produce and fundraise for productions.
Okay, so this category thing like I saw and it's not like making that much sense to me, like the whole tables.
I'm so sorry. Say that one more time.
Yeah, like the cataract, the additions, it's not like really making that much sense to me.
Oh, okay. Basically, so those are the first performances that we're doing. So the cabaret is a night of people just singing songs from musical theater, and we sell tickets to that. So people come, who are not in it, to watch people do singing performances. It feels kind of like Glee, if you've ever seen that TV show. No. Basically, it's kind of like a talent show almost, but it's just musical theater songs. So that's what cabaret is, and drama club helps us get that up and running. So members of drama club help sell the tickets, help sell concessions, help give out programs and help people to their seats, and then other members of drama club may be performing in it.
So like not all of like the drama club members are supposed to perform, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You can perform if you'd like, and you can audition for stuff, but it's not mandatory.
But what if like you don't like actually present like perform like what's the point? Like
To help get performances up, because some people like doing tech work. Some people like being backstage. So we give opportunities to be backstage, we give opportunities to be on stage, and everybody helps make those productions happen.
so it's like basically our talk, like when you want to perform. Okay.
Yep.
And one more thing, like what's the meetings gonna be? Like when are them?
Oh, good question. And I should have talked about that. I'm going to meet with the officers and talk about how often we want to have meetings. We're going to have at least one meeting a month. We might step it up to every other week. And I'm going to talk to the officers about when we want to do that, and then we'll send information out through both my webpage, our social media, and the Remind.
Fees that we have to like pay for this?
We are going to do a drama club fee. I'm going to have to talk to my boosters about what we want that fee to be. So there's no fee yet. There will be. And it's going to be a modular fee of like whether or not you're just involved, or whether or not you want to be a thespian, and whether or not you're in spring musical. So the spring musical is going to have a fee. If you're not going to be in the spring musical, you're not going to need to pay that fee. If you want to be an international thespian, there's a fee to be inducted into the International Thespian Society, and we'll do more information about that next time. And then if you just want to be in drama club but not be a thespian and not be in the musical, there'll be a very small fee.
So yeah, I just like want to be a part of like the drama club and like do like in-class stuff. Like do you need to in-class performances or like,
Do we do?
in-class performances?
Yes. Yes. So my theater 2s, my theater 3/4s, and my musical theater class all do productions.
Like I'm not in none of those. So.
Right, but that's just this year. So moving into your future years, you can be involved in those.
Okay.
But then, like I said, all of the rest of those that are on that calendar are open to everybody.
And would this like count like the residents? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Hello, hello.
Hi. Okay, I'm Sanaya.
Hi, Sanaya.
Oh, I'm Hayden. Hayden.
Hayden. Hi, Hayden.
Okay, so we were interested in doing like tech, like the
Yes.
behind the scenes. kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
Okay, so what would that like require us? Like, can you tell us a little bit
So